Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all of you. My name is Tarun Mohan and from a company called NextGen in India. What we're going to basically present over here is how to secure digital payments and financial services for most of the target segments that Moja Loop is working on. The target segments we are looking at right now is Africa, Southeast Asia, the Indian subcontinent, and we can extend to South America and Central America. This is a global phenomena, and basically we'll be outlining the details of what we bring to secure transactions on any financial services coming up through a mobile device, which is 99% of the transaction originating interface for the target areas we're looking at. Now we have a small note of the Moja Loop mission over there. And what we are basically wanting to bring to everybody here is a secure bridge to take these services from the Moja Loop gateways to the end customer. Why we say secure? Because let me drop a little bomb over here. What are we looking at is mainly the non-smartphone mobile devices. Customers who work on an SMS or a USSD platform, they have a limitation to access right now agent banking or assisted services. They could be remotely located in the villages. And the biggest roadblock at their end is trust. They're looking for a service which is trusted, which can handle 85, 90, 95% of their transactions, and then is simple to use. They can't handle complicated stuff. And once you have their trust built, one broken trust in one transaction kills the whole service. Like in India, we have a lot of people hesitant to go on a mobile service. I don't use mobile banking at all in India. It's corrupted. It's really, really hackable and corrupted all over the place. I rather do my PC and net banking on my laptop. This is the target segment we're looking at, about 1.67, 1.7 million people. The need is trust, simplicity, multiple language, and most important is easy to use. I'll give you a small example we did in Ethiopia a few months ago. Was USSD vis-a-vis our solution. USSD was handled by the IT head who runs the platform, and our solution was given to a lady in the marketing department. I said, do a fund transfer. The lady could do it with no education, but the IT head on USSD struggled to get the first transaction going. So that's the way, if you have it at ease, the adoption explodes. Let me drop a bomb on you. A mobile is not meant for financial transactions. It was built for voice and messaging. We completely miss out a trusted environment for transactions on a phone, but being the easiest and ubiquitous platform globally today, it is being used. People know the risk on a mobile phone. And in a lot of countries, it's holding back the mass adoption of financial inclusion and services amongst the masses. In a smartphone, ouch, wait. Yeah, we have an Android OS or maybe an app, iOS OS. Android is more prevalent in the markets we're looking at. The strength of an application sitting on iOS platform is as strong as the iOS is. Now, in certain devices where you have from organized players like say Samsung or Lenovo, OnePlus, they have a credible OS strength-wise and in encryption-wise. But 70% of the market in those areas is the local Chinese phones. You don't know what is there in the OS. The phone just works. So with an unsecured OS, the app strength is as strong as the foundation. And I would say it is as weak as the OS. And the non-smartphones, there is no OS. Every phone vendor has its own basic system. The phone should work. Make a voice call, make an SMS. There's no data required on that. And it should play my audio and video and games loaded from a micro SD card on the phone. Now, a must is the confidence amongst that segment to build the financial inclusion ecosystem. So what happens on the ground reality, and I'm talking from India as well as some countries in Africa we work on, OTP hijacking, and OTP comes in your inbox. And invariably you will see when you install an app, you give permission to read and write SMS messages. We've had instances for the last 3 years in India where a mobile app reads an SMS, it sees OTP in the text. This is some transaction happening. It will transport the OTP to another second phone, either over SMS or over data, and it's used. This is very, very common. People say, Android, Apple Store and the Google Play Store have this lock built, not allowed. What stops an app from putting this feature on at midnight, putting it off at 3 in the morning, or putting it on as an upgrade once it's installed from the Play Store? So this is a very common phenomenon in India. Second thing, SMS and USSD are in open text and visible at the operator console in clear English text. What stops the console or the operator at the console saying, here's my amount, here's my PIN, here's my destination bank account, here's the mobile number. All I have to change is the amount and the destination mobile number. The transaction is somewhere else. A third issue, storing login and secure credentials. An unsecured OS lets malware crawl through the OS and read other apps. Now, Android 7.1 and above gave software security, not the hardware security. The hardware security was a part of the device vendor to bring it, which hasn't come through. So there is, you can even say that I have a very secure method of storing my credentials. It's not so. There were some cases, there was a case about 3 months ago where a bunch of students in America hacked up the Indian UPI from NPCI. And it's online available. It was shocking that, yes, you could even hack one of the most so-called secure solutions of the Indian UPI solution. It was hackable. SIM cloning is very common in India. And just say, I can clone a SIM, do a forget password, I get my new PIN on my new phone, the same old number but a new SIM, and I do every transaction then. Now this is what's happening today, but going ahead, how do you handle cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, and secure credentials for anything? A smartphone or a non-smartphone, both are equally vulnerable to this. Now what we do is we power mobiles with a secure banking environment, whether it be a feature phone, not a non-smartphone or a smartphone. We have two technologies available, which is one is the SIM overlay and the second one is a secure micro SD card. It's a different micro SD card. It has a secure element, it has NFC, it has an EMV certified chip inside. So I can do my Visa and MasterCard loading directly on the card. It's compatible to any phone, whether it's a smartphone or a feature phone or a non-smartphone. As long as I have an SD card slot available in the phone, it goes in. And then these two systems put together bring in the trust and the security for banking, money transfers, cash in, cash out, contactless and cardless ATM cash withdrawals. You can operate the whole ATM from your phone. Even a feature phone can operate an ATM remotely through the ATM switch. And we have in it available crypto hosting, a secure tokenization capability, and fully certified EL4 plus a secure element. Now these two chips, once they go into a phone, make it as strong as it's as strong as an ATM card, a chip and pin, EMV certified ATM card. What we have to be careful is KYC. Because if KYC is not done securely, it's as good or as bad as the funds leaking out. So in KYC, we insist that it can be done through retail agents, the retail shops, or bank branches. But the onboarding and the mapping of this chip to the customer account using the serial number or the ICCD number in the chip, that is a must. It's as good or as bad as an ATM card. Any leakage there, it just goes for a 6. Now activation. Primary reason of mobile banking in India not taking off was the process of activation. You had to go to the bank, fill in a form, and it couldn't be done online. You had to go to the bank and do it up. Cumbersome and complicated. Nobody liked it out. But with this, it's built to do self-activation. It has tokenization. As long as the issuance parameters are okay, the tokenization is done, it works perfectly fine. And then it's a secure environment. So what we did here is that this basically, we call these two solutions a service bridge. At one end, we have the Moja Loop ecosystem with the open APIs here on WSO2 or could be anywhere else. And the other end, we have the mobile devices, could be any smartphone or even a feature phone. And using these two elements, the hardware elements here, overlay and the SD card, we can build a bridge for banking, wallets, P2P, P2M, microfinances, cash in, cash out, and also for digital currency hosting. If we have this SD, the micro SD card, we can add a lot more. The good part is this micro SD card is NFC enabled. So even a basic feature phone can become an EMV certified Visa or a MasterCard hosted chip on the phone. We've done the testing, we've done everything in India. We've done the trials with a lot of operators, including transit operators, metro operators. They load the metro card on the phone. Now the feature phone, you go tap and pay, access the metro card, pay the metro fees through the card itself. No additional plastic required. So this is a secure bridge, what we wanted to introduce at this point and say, this takes a technology challenge out of a DFSP and brings it into this chip. Let the DFSP focus on his core strength of marketing, customer acquiring, and enabling the services. How to enable the services, the technology challenge, the speed to market. These platforms are more or less 80% ready to go. It does require minor customization for services, for UI displays, but 85, maybe 80% is good to go for almost any typical installation. So SIM overlay we show over here, it comes with a small card, flip it over, insert your base SIM in a cavity on the plastic, roll it back, insert in the phone, and your menu comes up, it pops up. It can be used on any phone, including an iPhone. There's no restriction on that. The advantage with the SIM overlay, the SIM technology is device interoperability. It works on a device launched 20 years ago. It works on today's device, and it will work on a device coming in 20 years later, as long as the device is GSM. Because this works on the SIM card standard, which is TS 11.11. And those are interoperable across every phone. What it does give you is the security and the trust. The second chip we bring in is the micro SD card. You insert this into a phone. You can make the phone tap and pay. You can host a Visa or a MasterCard card on the phone. You can go and tap it onto a POS terminal. You can go and tap it, because it's a mobile phone and QR code enabled, you can go start doing QR code payments. You can push payments, you can pull payments, you can do everything. What we also have over here is not detailed because I'm still holding back on the delivery over here, is a thing called the soft POS. The soft POS is Android SDK, which is certified for enabling any Android NFC phone with an OS of 7.1 and above to handle merchant payments. It can accept EMV cards, whether it's Visa, Master, JCB, Amex, or Union Pay. It's certified for all these. So you can basically enable NFC on the phone, go and tap it on the merchant phone. The merchant phone is NFC EMV enabled. Customer comes with his SD card on the phone. You can tap it on the merchant phone, make a payment. You can go and tap it on a regular POS terminal, make a payment. You can host a debit card, you can host a prepaid card, you can host a credit card, you can host a stored value card. Everything is possible because it has about 800K of memory. You can load multiple cards with the wallets also on the card. It also comes with 8, 16 or 32 GB memory of regular storage space to give you your audio, video storage on the phone. And this then becomes EMVCO certified, EMV certified. The solution highlights what we like to put forward here is how to do the onboarding, secure onboarding with the KYC done, because every country has its own regulations, maybe for a bank or for a wallet. The credentials are important to issue a wallet or a card. We map it to a mobile number and the IMA number and the hardware serial number. So once this is mapped, you can do your SIM cloning, you can do your transport of the chip from one phone to the second phone. It will not work. It will only work on the SIM card and the phone where it was installed originally. It will not work on any other device. Once it's validated for the issuance, we issue a token, and then it's good to go ahead. Security, crypto functions, credentials, currencies, everything is available in this. The good thing is about the transactions on even the feature phone. They are unique for every transaction, a set of public keys and a private key. Whether it works on SMS or it works on data, it's completely secure. And then we have multi-factor authentication, not just two, it's almost like three. In case you want to have a token validation, also becomes a 4-factor authentication. And that is what is unique. So we have a simple web UI, we have no hijacking of SIM cloning, and then we have multi-factor authentication. And these points have been validated by a lot of banks. They are using it also. They have done the ISD department of the banks have done the validation. They say good to go and is certified. The strength and the flexibility. Completely remotely, we can manage it out. So as you know, the previous discussion was on an aggregator model. It does support an aggregator model. You want to have a platform in a country and you want to have 10 partners running on the platform, each with their own services, possible. Your menu is customizable, the service backend is customizable, the display text is customizable. You want to go into Arabic, you want to go into English, you want to go into a local language, Latin derivative, or Unicode, it supports it all. We are doing an Android integration of this, the overlay itself. The requirement, the demand coming up here was that this has a secure OTP capability in that, the OTP in this is encrypted and comes in the chip itself. It does not come outside in the SMS or inbox or the outbox. So we had a requirement that the OTP coming in the chip be read by an Android app on a smartphone. So we're doing the integration now, hopefully by the end of the year or early next year. We have it available. So if you have banking apps and smartphones, yet you want to secure an OTP through an encrypted channel, secure channel, you can do it out. And OTP in this will not come in the SMS inbox or the outbox. It comes in the chip directly. The micro SD card, add NFC and EMV card hosting. So it's not an HCE environment. It is a direct card hosting on the chip. So you don't have to go for a bank certification. You don't have to go in for the server certification, the switch certification. The chip is certified directly for an EMV card hosting. It can be used on a POS terminal. It can be used on a transit terminal. That made with the metro gates, it works. Smartphone or feature phone, both are possible. 128-bit encryption possible, triple-S AES engines. It is PCI 1.0 and EL4 plus certified secure element. The platform switch at the backend, we have it done and available with PCI DSS certification. We have an HSM model integration in case you want to do it out, we can extend the same thing to you. And then is the data transmission. It is secure. And this gives you full EMV protection. How we do it out is, this is a broad outlay of the transaction flow. Issuance, via the Moja Loop switch, we have a lookup service here built in the switch. It can go to a card host, it can go to a core banking, or it can go to a wallet platform. I suppose we have 3 switches available for a validation of a customer onboarding. And once this is done, it will talk to the next our server, and then we install the secure tokens over the device, remotely over the air, and that secures the device to the phone and the SIM card. Handling a transaction, now this leg is completely secure. This is what was missing earlier in terms of security, and this is what we bring in with the secure leg. Coming down to transactions, we could have multiple transaction types: P2P payments, merchant payments, bill payments, or any other microfinance industry. The microfinance industry or services from here. What it does, it can, through our server connected to the Moja Loop server, we can enable all these kind of services from a single chip, whether it be a SD card or be a SIM overlay. What it does basically, again, is that the leg between the phone, the SMS gateway at the telco, and our server installed in partnership with Moja Loop servers is a complete secure leg. The partnership with Moja Loop, what it brings basically is a trusted execution environment to any phone. Regulators, banks, central government, we have worked with a few governments across in Africa and helped them understand what the secure overlay is all about. We can also help build the foundations for crypto and digital services of the future coming up. We have people coming to us and saying, I want to host my national ID on the phone. You can. I want to host my digital currencies on the phone. You can. Cryptocurrencies, yes, you can, with a secure access, authentication, and 2-factor, 3-factor, 4-factor validation all built in there. Scheme partners and service partners, we help take away the technology challenge from them. Leave them just to handle what they are best at: marketing, onboarding customers, generating revenues and traffic. It is interoperable and integrated with multiple services. We can do multiple bank account mapping to it. We can do card mapping to it. The customization possible is quite a bit, and it's been built in a way that it does take care of 90%, 85% of applications. For some applications, typical ones, we may need some modification, but that could be very, very little. And then it is future-proof. It can take into account cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, secure country IDs built into it. So that was what we wanted to bring forward to you. And I'm happy to share thoughts, discussions.